Hey guys, quick, before this video starts, I want to let you guys know Farm Progress Show. I'm going to be there August 30th. It runs August 30th to September 1st at booth 6N. So that's my company's booth, SquadBuilt Inc.'s booth. And I'm going to be there. Spencer's going to be there. Buck, he's another guy on my other channel, the Squad channel. He's going to be there. And all of our developers are going to be there. So we're going to have game demos live of our new game, American Farming. And then also, if you guys want, I got 150 t-shirts. Hopefully, I'm hoping that was enough t-shirts. It might not be. Maybe we'll sell, or maybe I'm handing them out for free. So we're not selling them or anything. You just get one for free. But got some American Farming t-shirts. If you want one, stop on out at the booth. And then also, I apologize about this footage. It's June 15th is the start of this. The first like 10 minutes of this is June 15th. I've just been crazy busy the past 2 months. And so this is a tad bit older footage, but at least you get to see corn grow from June 15th to August 14th and shoot up like instantly. So I do apologize about that. But anyways, guys, well, this isn't the end, but thanks for watching.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we got to spread 150 acres of urea today. And I got sent this hat by Andy, the Trippy farmer. It's an 80s John Deere hat. He sent it to me. You can check out his YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below or something to it. We got to put some air in the rear tires because I had them set pretty low and stuff. When you're going down the road and you don't have duals on, those things, the sidewall's not as strong. So we're going to put some more air in those tires. And then I got to put a PTO adapter on the rear here, because the spreader cart we use doesn't run a big 1000 PTO. It either runs a small 1000 or a 540 PTO. Loosen those. There we go. I don't think we'll need this, but just in case we end up needing this one too. This is a 540, so that's a small 1000. This is a 540. It may need a 540. If you guys have any 80s hats that you want to sell me, I will definitely consider buying them. Send me an email or DM or something like that. Get a hold of me, and I would love to buy one from you. We're trying to get a collection going. So we're doing roughly 60 pounds of urea on the corn on corn, 60 units. 60 pounds, I mean 60 units. So we should, by the time it's all done, we'll have 240 on our corn on corn ground. And then we're doing 40 units on our corn on bean ground, which will put us right about, with soybean credits, it'll put us right about, I think, 220 or 210, something like that. My corn on bean ground this year isn't on that good a farm, so I don't want to put a crazy amount of nitrogen out just because it's not going to yield crazy high. So we can cut back on nitrogen a bit on that ground. Are you guys ready to see some ugly looking corn? Oh God. Check that out. That thin spot, that corn has no nitrogen on it right there. None. Wow. That spot way back there, it was so muddy this fall and I didn't get a chance to get in there and rip it because it was so muddy. So when they put in hydrous on, they skipped that little spot. So I'm gonna probably do 2 laps or 3 passes with urea right in that like little half-acre spot. See if we can get some corn growing. There was always a lot of farmers that I remember, even growing up as a kid and stuff, you ask them, oh, why do you got tracks and stuff like that? And even today, before this year, everybody's like, oh, we do it to stop compaction. I was like, God, last year I didn't see any spots really with compaction stuff. Now this year I realize why everybody's so worried about compaction. Wow, that is crazy. I guess, well, I guess you consider this the tuition cost of farming. We're learning somewhat. I would say a learning lesson from this year on corn with kind of the problems I had in the spring. They were my fault, of course. The main thing is to get your tillage done in the fall and get all the corn stalks. If you're going corn on store next year, get them all chopped up perfect. That way you can one pass it, get all your anhydrous on, and you can one pass it in the springtime. And that way, it seems like we had a lot of compaction around here, like a ton, because it was so wet this spring. So, going forward, that's what we're gonna try to do if we go corn on corn. Okay, Andrew, my agronomist, is dropping off some half treated urea and half polymer coated. So this should, if we don't get a rain, it should last a little longer. Oh, it's got both? Gotcha. You got any WD?
I don't.
Seems like we're getting closer. Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, we got that hooked up. Whew. That was tough. So I'm going, Andrew's out there on the border. He's gonna wait for pellets to hit him and feel if we're putting a good rate and make sure we got our spacing set good. The spreader seems to kind of kick it to the right. It doesn't help that we got 15-mile-an-hour winds today. I didn't think it was supposed to get this windy here. So I'm trying to go kind of fast and then run low RPM so that fleener isn't fleening the pellets like, you know, crazy far. So that's kind of what the goal. This is where IVT comes in handy because you can run real, you know, fast, set your speed and just go. It's kind of nice. But no, this seems to be working good here. How's it looking?
Looks a little heavier on this side.
Left side.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this wind is gonna kill me. Yeah, this right side, I'm seeing nothing.
No, it's a lot thinner over here.
Okay, this is throwing a little harder to the left, so we're gonna offset this. See, we're gonna offset this implement 5 feet to the right. So let's see what this does. Why did you not do anything? Oh, 5 inches. So what's 5 times 12? Quick. There we go. So that's 60 inches off to the right, 5 feet off to the right. Let's see what that does. This is with duals. You know, so far so good. Without duals, there is so much more tipping back and forth through here. Holy crap! But this is Spencer's 33 acres we're on now. It's probably tough to see with the GoPro a little bit. And the corn's awesome, just awesome. This drain's really good. It's a lighter soil, and last year it did. You guys probably heard me freaking talking about it every video, but this 33 acres here did amazing. Like, there was a lot of strips that were just doing 280, like 280 through them solid. Obviously there's some a couple bad spots, but this is our best corn. So I did open her up a little bit, cheated her a little bit, give her a little more nitrogen so we can try and reach that top end yield on the good, like amazing dirt. So we'll see. It's all looking good. Holy Toledo, it is rough. I need to slow her down probably. If I could have the whole field like this, that would be perfect. This is going to be some good corn if the weather plays out right. Okay, we are done with that farm. Going to another one planted same day, and I'm really curious how that corn looks. The only difference, I mean, the real difference is this was corn on corn. We ran tillage. The other one, we no-tilled into that weed mess. So I'm really curious to see how the height is and how the size of the corn is compared to this. So if you guys wondered how exactly you get the right amount of nitrogen on the field perfectly, right now, windy day, it's tough to get it perfect, you know, because the wind's tossing it a row this way, a row that way. But we got this decal. I'm just learning this. So we have this set at roughly 2.5, 3 1/4 here, and it's a 50-foot pattern. So 2.5 on a 50-foot pattern is spreading 126 pounds worth of granular here. So we're spreading 126 pounds of urea, and then urea is 46% of this is a unit of nitrogen. So when we put 126 pounds on at 2.5, we're roughly putting on 60 pounds of N, or 60 units of N. one of the best sounding tender trucks I've ever heard. Well, the corn doesn't look too terrible. It really doesn't look that bad. That's pretty good. A little thin in some spots, but out there it looks good. We smoked the chain. I heard it go. I honestly heard it go about 2 acres before this, and I got out and checked, and I was like, gosh, it's not spreading. I checked the ground, it wasn't spreading. But I wasn't sure. I thought it was maybe just a wagon that hit a rock or something. I didn't know it was a chain that went. The drive chain for this wheel, this drives this, spins this sprocket, spins this chain, which just went kaboom. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the tractor up front to the road, and I've got we've got the Andrew agronomist. He's coming with another chain, but it's gonna be like an hour, and if I could just get that one fixed, that might work. We legit have like 20 acres left to spread. Not much. It's getting kind of late. And I have a hard time staying off these roads. I don't know what it is this year, but I really need to air up those front tires or something. It's like I always get off. I've been getting off a lot more. This morning I literally put this big pair of pliers in my toolbox. I am such a lucky son of a gun. Oh no. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm thinking if we had another cotter pin like this and key, we'd be able to get it back together, because that's what this is. And it must have been, you have two, you guys that probably know chains understand this way better than me, but I think you have 2 keys and cotter pins, and I think that's what we lost. We just lost a pin out of there, and that's what must have broke. Okay, I've got a neighbor about 3 miles away, 2 miles away from here, that I'm actually gonna go in his shop, and we're gonna see if we can't rob off. All I need is that the pin for the master link, and if I can do that, then we can put this together and we can get going here. So we're gonna sneak into his shop quick, see if he's got anything. We got it fixed. My freaking neighbor, I pull in there, he's got the garage door coming up, pull the tractor right in. He's got all the master keys laid out and everything. Oh, I guess I should say we. He had everything. He knew exactly what was wrong with it. So he had the new master key to put on, and wow, I'm just thankful for neighbors like that. You know, 2 miles away, you can just pull in, and that was awesome. So shout out to Andy and his dad for helping. So thank you guys. Okay, we're going to the back 13 acres. That's all we have left. Looks like we have a good amount of urea left too. I think duals, honestly, are better for going through corn if you're in hilly ground and spreading urea. I know it sounds stupid, but the tractor is literally leaning so far, and I'm having such a hard time staying on the roads if we're on a side hill. It's so rough through here. Duals seem a lot more stable. I haven't been on this ground with duals, but holy crap. It's like ruddy or sprayer tracks, or I don't know what it is. Sorry, I sound like I'm complaining, but next year we may just keep the duals on for this. And we are finally done. That one took me 4.5 hours to spread 43 acres. I barely ate any breakfast, and I forgot to pack a lunch, and so I am freaking starved. It's almost it's 9:30 right now. It's good though, healthy to do that. When I go to the first gas station I see, even if it's a day-old pizza sitting inside that spinny thing, I'm eating it. Well, we're gonna do some yield checks here. As you guys can see, this is some of my corn on corn ground, and this stays super wet, and we've been crazy dry, but the roots didn't get a chance to grow deep because it sits so wet, and you can really tell the corn was struggling through there. Back to the backside, we got some tile, and it's doing a little better. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the Pro Farmer formula, and so they have a whole formula for how you calculate the yield and stuff. So I'll go in, grab some samples here, and
and we'll figure it out. I want to grab like 2 from each spot because I got light ground over here and then I got heavy ground over here, so we can kind of see the difference in ear size, especially since it was a dry year here. We just got an inch of rain, which is going to really help the beans. I don't think it's going to help the corn much, but I got to walk all the way back here. It's real muddy through here. Okay, we'll dive in here. This stuff that I'm going into now is the lighter ground, and so I'm assuming this has a way smaller ear than some of the other stuff we'll go into. Okay, we got 3 ears. That one's small, real small. Feels like there's some dip back, but we'll pull it open later. Okay, let's go find 3 more. One thing that I've been looking into a lot this summer of getting is a tile plow, or buying a used one, or gosh, I don't know. But we've got a lot of bottom ground that sits really wet on this farm, and I just view it as, God, it seems like from what I've read on all forums and stuff, I mean, guys say tile pays back so quick and stuff. And I've got some ground that's a little tiled and it just yields insanely better. Right here, this bottom ground, it's a Colo soil, and Iowa has a CSR2 index. And some guy was saying on a forum that on Colo soil, untiled ground is like a 40 CSR2, which isn't that good. And then when it's tiled, it's at 80 CSR2, which is insanely better. Some guys, the difference between 40 and 80 CSR2 is probably like $5,000–$7,000 an acre. So if you can improve that with tile, especially on these really poorly drained soils, it would just, it seems like it'd do magic. Okay, now what everybody was waiting for, the beans. They actually look, this looks really good. We just got rain and stuff, but it was dry after I planted these. So it looks like the beans are good, but then you go and you're like, oh, the beans are just covered up by the grass. No, what actually happened over here is the beans just never got through the grass. Like when you get into thick grass, the beans just did not make it through here. I blame it on being too dry, but of course the grass was the biggest problem. I mean, this was planted 2 months ago, and these beans are just trying to survive. They got a good rain now, so we'll see. Now also, for those people that said to mow it, I think it would have been better to mow it, no doubt. But the thing is, we were worried about weed pressure, so you mow it, and then you come back and spray it, and you're just not gonna get a good burn down. We mowed this right through here, and we mowed this, and then they're supposed to leave it as a waterway. The co-op actually just sprayed through it. It's okay. It's not bad. They left that waterway, so that's all good. But anyways, we mowed this down, and here's the beans. Like, we just got super dry, and we just didn't get good moisture. And these things, I mean, this is like planted 2 months ago, literally 2 months ago. And they're just not gonna make it here. And this was stuff that was mowed down here. There's a good look too. Mowed down, non-mowed down. These aren't looking too bad through here. One thing I noticed, the beans are like adapting. So they're not putting on nodes and stuff until all the way up here. It's super weird. Like nothing down below has any type of node to it, if I'm saying the correct term. And then right here, they're starting to finally put on nodes. It's interesting. Oh crap. You gotta be kidding me. These are starting to come back. Oh, these beans are looking good though. Wow. These trees, I mowed them down before. They're starting to come back from here, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to kill them off too. Okay, we're gonna go pull a couple samples from the other farm. This one coming up is corn on beans though, so it should look a little better. None of this corn has any fungicide on it, so it's gonna probably have a lot more diseases. Also, this farm got a lot more rain than my other farms, so we'll see though. But this will be the first farm we harvest corn on, just because it'll be should be a lot drier. Now these beans are a different story. So for comparison, these beans were planted a month before the other beans, but just check these out. Now on these beans, we're getting the rains this August. Like August 3rd, we got an inch, and then we got little like 2/10, 3/10, a couple rains of those, and then we just got another inch here August 20th. So it's not bad, but it was dry. It was dry in July, and now we're actually getting rains in August. So August is when you need rains on beans. This was the corn on corn farm. We'll start with the smallest first. This had to have come off the light ground. That's what I'm guessing. There's a lot of tip back on this. Wow, look at that giant. Okay. Good start. Good. A lot of tip back on this one too. I think this came off the light ground too. Look at that. So it got so dry, and I must have planted at too high a population. Well, if we would have got rain, it would have been a good population. But check that out. Wow. Now this here must have been from the bottom ground. It's a little better. Nothing amazing. There we go. We're getting into some better stuff. Okay, so these must have came out of the bottom ground, where we had more moisture, I would guess. These came out of the lighter ground. So also a big announcement. If you guys are going to the Farm Progress Show, it'll be August 30th to August 30th to September 1st. So that Tuesday to Thursday, I'm going to have a booth there. My company that I own is going to have a booth there. So it's SquadBuilt Inc. And it's we're going to be having demos of our game American Farming at the booth. So we'll have about an old restored hay rack, and so we're going to have 3 tablets on the hay rack, and then we're going to have TV up there, and then out front I actually sponsored 2 FFA kids to have their restored international tractors out front. So we got one kid that's bringing a 1066 front wheel assist tractor. We're going to have that in the front of the lot. And then one kid's bringing a 966 restored 2-wheel drive tractor. So we're going to have both the internationals in the front of the lot. And then in the back we're going to have our tent. And then we'll have American Farming demos going on. It's our mobile game. So it's kind of like Farm Sim. Besides, it's mobile, so it's on mobile, so we can't push the graphics like crazy. But we're licensed with Case IH, and so that was big to get licensed with Case IH on there. And so we're gonna have a couple old internationals out front. So actually, that booth is gonna be right north of the Case IH booth. So if you go to the Case IH booth at the Farm Progress Show, we're gonna be right north of there. So if you're heading, definitely stop on by. That'll make my day if you guys stop on by, and we got a lot of people there. So okay, so first step was to measure this and count the average length of grain fill, which our average length 6.6. So now we need to figure out how round these are. So we'll break these in half and find out our average row number. 1, 2, 3. So here's what we got. Some of these that had high tip back, the offset is that this was at a higher population. So these had more plants per acre. So it looks bad, but if you have a high plant number, you're still fine. Here's what our math came out to. Corn on corn farm, higher population, 58.8 plants per acre, average row number, average kernels 17, average length 6.83, and then we took that divided by 30, our row spacing, got us 227 bushel per acre. Now keep in mind, I didn't go to the end rows or anything bad, so our yield's going to be a lot lower than that. If we get 227, I'd be absolutely shocked. Corn on bean farm, we got lower population, so we had 55.2 plants or ears per 30 feet, and then our roundness was 16.6, so didn't have as many kernels round, and then our length wasn't there too, with 6.6 on length, which got us, divided by 30, got us 201 bushels per acre. So I was expecting more out of this farm. Keep in mind, maybe I just took bad samples or something. So that's what we got. And for a drought, I'm fairly happy with that, honestly.